Alright, so figure start off the channel doing a couple of things. My name is Brian. I'm with Top Hat Table Gaming. I'm going to start off with a video of me unboxing Shadows over Innistrad. Now, went to my card shop, the local one by where I live, and I asked them what they had on hand, and I picked up a couple of different ones. I'll be unboxing this one in this video. I also have, let's see, which other one did I grab? Not entirely sure. I'm going to have to go over them later. They're currently at my friend's house, but we did also, my friend and I later will also be doing an unboxing of Ixalan, and we will then afterwards be taking whatever it is we get in there, building a deck of our choice, and then playing a game or two. So we'll have a couple videos coming up for you guys. Feel free to take a look and just let us know what you think. Alright, let's start out by getting in here and figuring this out. So Shadows is actually one of my favorite sets. Now, granted, the entirety of Innistrad is pretty much way up there. I have a huge thing for zombies, vampires, and angels. So pretty much getting a ton of them in the entirety of Innistrad in general was just huge for me. I remember when the first one came out, and in the first set of 3, I believe, we got so many angels during that set, and I was trying to build an angel deck, and I ended up finally building one. I might do a deck tech on that at some point in time, but I figure, why not? I enjoyed this set thoroughly, so seeing what I get in these packs would actually be really cool on my end. Let's see what we can find. So we'll put that off to the side for now. We'll grab a bunch of packs and then we'll start going. Alright. So, just a little backstory on me, I guess. I started playing Magic the Gathering back in high school in, I think it was 2010. At the time, I was hanging out with friends who were playing card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff like that. We were super into it, and my one friend eventually came along and just was like, guys, my dad bought me these decks online, and we should give them a try. So we took a look at the cards, and I remembered having seen these a while back, and I had my parents buy me a deck a long time ago when I was, like, that big, and I didn't understand it at all. My one friend used to play, but he never actually really showed me how to play, so I was kind of at a loss for that one, and I ended up not really enjoying it at first. But once my friend kind of brought his decks around and we went out and bought, I think it was Magic 2010 that was out at the time, I ended up picking up the blue-black Lich Lord of Unks deck, and man, I had so much fun playing that. Alright, so let's take a look at what we got. So I'm just going to skip past the commons for now, mainly because I have a limited amount of video time and I need to save some space for later. But I was watching, I believe it was Pro Jared, and he had told me about a little thing where, oh, awesome. So if you count out the commons and you get 10 commons, that means you just have a standard pack. You get 1 rare and or mythic, all that kind of stuff. But if you count it out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that means that you should have a foil in here. So I should have a foil in this pack. Granted, this one, these sets were a little weird. I believe you got a flip card in every pack. It's been a while since I packed open these, and I have a terrible memory. But let's start. So I got a Gloom Widow, a Biting Rain, Erdwall Illuminator. Oh, first pack, Sorin. Alright, sweet. That's awesome, because my friend and I were actually going to do some modern stuff, and I was planning on making a black-white vampire, so that is sick. Mythic on the first, and a Planeswalker to boot. And as far as my flip card goes, I got Vile Messenger, which, you know, flips over into Moonrise Intruder. Menace Werewolf, not too bad. Flip tokens, I'm going to keep these to the side, because I like collecting tokens. Probably one of my favorite things to have, and I used to have a huge box of them, but they just disappeared a ways back. Don't know why. It sucks because I had a Merit Lodge token and it was one of my favorites. Ugh. Let's see. So, alright. So, that's pack 1. Let's put the pack stuff off to the side over there. I'll clean that up later. So, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. So, with these packs, we're kind of out of luck because you have the flip cards, so it makes it a lot harder to tell whether you get a shiny or not. So Spectral Shepherd, Manic Scribe, Nearheath Chaplain, and Scourge Wolf. 2/2 first strike for 2. Gotta love that. And Delirium has double strike as long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. Super fun card. The one thing I could definitely say that was iffy for me was how underpowered some of the werewolf mechanics were as a tribal set at the least. I mean, there were some great werewolves that worked well in Collected Company and other things like that, but I don't know, it just wasn't impressive enough for me at the least. But then again, I might just be a little biased, but I was really into the zombies, the vampires, and the angels in the set, so I kind of brushed off everything else to the side. Now here's something that I would love. More homunculus. Mainly because I've always wanted to make a deck around them. I don't know why. I guess it's just weird on my end. But I always just kind of enjoyed the cards. They were always interesting. That, and I'm a huge fan of Fullmetal Alchemist, so I guess that goes hand in hand. Alright, so Liliana's Indignation, Fleeting Memories, Spiteful Motives, Engulf the Shore, return to their owner's hand all creatures with toughness less than or equal to the number of islands you control, and a Convicted Killer, so another werewolf. Beginning of your upkeep, if a player casts 2 or more spells the last turn, transform him back, but, you know, it is a 2/2 for 3 that can flip into a 4/4. It's okay. Like I said, it was just kind of fairly underwhelming. Let's keep those separate. Clues over there. I figure down the line, my friends and I are going to probably do some Two-Headed Giant. We might do our own drafts involving maybe like 2 or 3 people outside of us. The 2 people you'll probably see on the channel the most are myself and my friend Jeff. He's an awesome guy. Oh, Lightning X. Yeah. It's an additional cost to cast Lightning X, discard a card, or pay 5. I mean, like, discarding a card, which the great thing about this block that they had was they brought Madness back. So, in all honesty, it really wasn't that bad of a trade. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so if things work the way Pro Jared kind of said in his video, I have 8 instead of 9, so I should have a shiny in here coming up. Lightning Axe, Ulvenwald Mysteries, Foul Orchard. So we got Deathcap Cultivator. Not bad. It's great for mana generation. And then he also gains Death Touch if you have Delirium. And it is a 2/1 for 2. It's actually pretty freaking cool, I won't lie. Hinterland Logger. Oh, we got we got an extra rare. Huh. Alright, so 2 flips. So we got Hinterland Logger. Trample at the beginning of each upkeep, he flips back over. So for 2, you can get a 4/2. And Gyre Reach Bandit. Haste 3/2. Transforms into a 4/3. Whenever a werewolf enters the battlefield under your control, you may transform it. And then, yeah, it flips back if more than 2 spells were cast each turn. This one was actually a really cool one. It was part of the reason why I wanted to make a werewolf deck for a short period of time, and I still have those cards. I could still do that and give it a try. It's just, I don't know. I'm just weird that way. If something doesn't impress me too much, I don't generally gravitate towards it very much. Oh, let's see. So 1, 2, 3. I got a shiny in there. I see that in the back. We'll save that for the end. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So there's 8. So 8 could mean a shiny or an extra flip card or a shiny flip card. Who knows? So Moonlit Hunt. Compelling Deterrence. Mad Prophet. Slayer's Plate. Pretty good. 3 to play, 3 to equip, gets +4/+2, and whenever equipped creature dies, if it was a human, you get a 1/1 white spirit. Not bad for token generation, and the +4/+2 is ridiculously awesome. And we got a Gatstaff Arsonist, and then a shiny Ghoul Steed. We'll put the shiny over there. All shinies will sit over there. Zombie token. I gotta rebuild my zombie tokens, because I have a zombie deck that's just all about spamming tokens and sacrificing creatures. And I used to have, like, I think 30 zombies for that, and I never used anywhere near that much, but I miss them. 3, 6. Okay, so 9, so standard pack. Incorrigible Youths, Briarbridge Patrol, Call the Bloodline, which is a pretty cool card. Discard a card, put a 1/1 black Vampire Knight creature token with lifelink onto the battlefield. So you get a 1/1 lifelinker, and if you discard a card with Madness, you can play it for its slightly mitigated cost. Traverse the Ulvenwald. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. It's not bad. It's good for keeping the mana ramp up. Uninvited Geist. Skulk, deals combat damage, transform it. Unimpeded Trespasser can't be blocked. So that's not bad. For a 3 cost, you get Skulk. You kind of have to hope that they have stronger creatures on the field, but then you flip into a 3/3 unblockable, which is pretty solid, I won't lie. I'll put that over there, actually. I got a Forest and a Clue. Alright. Dive into the next couple. Alright. Slowly but surely. I actually have a hard time remembering exactly what it was in this set that was worth quite a bit. I think we've got Avacyn, the flip one, and Sworn Grim Nemesis, I think, dropped a bit, but he's still fairly up, decently up there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Menace card. Freaking love this guy. So he's 1/1 for 1 with Menace. So you drop him turn 1, and even if your opponent has a turn 1 drop, you can still swing with him. And then you can also discard a card, sacrifice him, and draw a card. So he's not bad for a 1 drop, especially in a red deck. So let's see. Pick the Brain. Cult of the Waxing Moon, Malevolent Whispers, Always Watching. Now this was a super cool card. Non-token creatures you control get +1/+1 and have Vigilance. Such a great card for white weenies. A great all-around enchantment in general. It costs 1 more than Honor of the Pure, and you get +1/+1 and Vigilance, and that could definitely be a deciding factor in a game. And then a Hinterland Logger. A lot of werewolf flips on my end. Another Clue. It's like this game knows that I don't really use werewolves that much, so it's like, look at all these werewolves that you'll never use. But I'll probably put most of these aside. I'll pack the rares and whatnot just for now to keep them from getting bent or damaged or anything. But I'll probably stick these back, and then my friend and I will probably end up just, I don't know, probably doing some kind of draft involving these cards. So 1, 2, 3. Ooh, Unruly Mob. That was a fun one. It was super fun in Duels of the Planeswalkers. Alright, so let's see. We got Topplegeist. Murderer's Axe. Forsaken Sanctuary. Whew, I love those dual lands. I almost want to... Ooh, Mind Rack Demon. I'm going to put that aside because that'll be great for black-white vampires. Mind Rack Demon. Flying, trample. When it enters the battlefield, put the top 4 cards of your library into your graveyard, which is great because then it gives you a chance to grab Delirium. Granted, the chances are slim, but it helps. His Delirium is at the beginning of your upkeep. You lose 4 life unless there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard. Kind of a drawback, but a 4/5 for 4 with Flying and Trample is a ridiculously awesome card. Plus, most demons have that drawback where they get tapped out. At least with this guy, you can continue to keep swinging. You got Accursed Witch, which is an awesome card. Spells your opponents cast that target Accursed Witch cost 1 less to cast, but when it dies, return it to the battlefield transformed under your control attached to target opponent. We got Alms of the Vein as a shiny, and then it flips over into a curse. Spells you cast that target enchanted player cost 1 less to cast, and at the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, that player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. The only thing it's if for 4 you get a 4/2, which is nice, but you kind of need it there. It's great for chump blocking because you can take out one of your opponent's creatures, and then when it flips, you get such an awesome enchantment. But at the same time, it's very situational. Let's see, which can be said about a lot of cards, but that one more so than others. In a curse deck, pretty cool. In casual, is a great card to run. Competitive, not so much. Alright. Let's see. So we got Nagging Thoughts, Chaplain's Blessing, Jace's Scrutiny, Sanitarium Skeleton. I don't even know why I'm counting these off. I'm just... I love looking at some of this artwork, though. So Groundskeeper, great 1-drop. It's a great card to start out your curve with, especially since you can tap 2, return target basic land card from your graveyard to your hand. So if you got to cycle out some of your lands for some reason, you can always bring them back. Magnifying Glass. Aha, that was like the start of the whole Eldrazi deal. Oh man, that was one thing I loved about this set, was the whole Eldrazi crossover with everything. It was such a cool story. And then there's Triskaidekaphobia. This is a super cool card. My friend and I actually tried to build a deck around this thing. So at the beginning of your upkeep, choose 1. Each player with exactly 13 life loses the game, then each player gains 1 life. Or each player with exactly 13 life loses the game, then each player loses 1 life. So it's all about trying to force your opponents into getting 13 life so you can just kill them off right away, which they added some cards in here that help do that. It was an interesting win card. Abyssinian Missionaries, flip token, and then clue token. Over to the next one. Ooh. Stitched Mangler. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sad face. Alright, so Obsessive Skinner, Ravenous Bloodseeker, Pale Rider of Trostad. Welcome to the Fold. So, costs 4 to play, or you can do Madness. So if it's discarded, you pay 2 islands and X. Gain control of target creature if its toughness is 2 or less. If it was paid for its Madness cost, instead gain control of that creature if its toughness is X or less. So it's a mind control that isn't an enchantment. And if you discard it, you can use it to your liking. It's a pretty cool card, actually. Autumnal Gloom. And then, hey, look, it's a wolf token. That's a cool wolf token. I like that full art. I like the full art on pretty much any card. Let's see, which is why I like tokens quite a bit, actually, because you pretty much get a full-blown art on the card, and it just looks so nice with the border. Alrighty, let's see. Whoops. Angelic Purge. Super fun card. Whoop. Let's not do that. There we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hope Against Hope. Haunted Cloak. Paranoid Parish Blade. Gold Knight Castigator. So, here's the thing about this card. I love it because it's an angel. My friend hates it because he thinks it's a really stupid card, and he thinks it's a terrible, terrible mythic. And I can understand why. For 4, you get a 4/9 flying haste creature, which means the first turn you drop it, you can swing on in for 4, and it's got such a hefty amount of toughness. But if a source would deal damage to you, it deals double that damage to you instead. And if a source would deal damage to Gold Knight Castigator, it deals double that damage to Gold Knight Castigator instead. So, which pretty much boils down to, if a 5/5 blocks him, he dies. And if an opponent hits you for anything, you take twice as much damage. So, it's definitely iffy. So, Aberrant Researcher. Now, I liked these cards because it was really cool how they went with like the flip cards for the set, where he just progressively became more and more monstrous as time went along. But definitely not as good as the first one that they had. It was like a 1-drop, and I forget what it's called now because I'm blanking so hard. But it was such a good card. Used all the time. Alright, clue. Alright, so we'll just snag some more packs. We still got a ways to go. That's why I love booster boxes. I just love opening card packs. And lately, I've missed that joy because I've spent so much time just buying singles. But it's nice to do this again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Dance with Devils. The Devils were also a fairly underwhelming part of Innistrad as well, especially Tybalt. I was so excited for Tybalt, and he just kind of didn't really hold up. Ongoing Investigation. Ever After. So for 6, you can return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Each of those creatures is a black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. Put Ever After on the bottom of its owner's library. So it's nice because it's a constant rebirth for 2 creatures. It's interesting. The cost is way too good. It's way too high for me to actually want to run it in any deck that I have currently made, but I could definitely see myself building something around it if I got more copies of it. Heir of Falkenrath, discard a card, transform it, becomes Heir to the Night, so flying. So for 2, it's a 2/1, but then it becomes a 3/2 flyer. Alright, there's another one of those, another clue token. I keep going over there, but I still haven't even finished the file over here. Hold your horses, buddy. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, 9. Weirding Wood. It's pretty cool because for 3 mana you get to turn one of your lands into a dual land, like double land. You can tap it for any 2 mana of any one color. It's interesting. Trail of Evidence. Bound by Moonsilver, which is super cool. Really only useful against stuff in here. I mean, granted, yeah, creature can't attack or block or transform. Sacrifice a permanent, you can swap it from this to another one if you want to. But, you know, it's okay. Foreboding Ruins. Dual lands, I love them so much. And the art on that is just gorgeous. Alright. Harvest Hand, which is a really cool card. I love Scarecrows. The Scrounged Scythe is pretty cool, too. +1/+1 as long as equipped creature is a human, it has Menace. Alright, and then, hey, another zombie token! Let's see. How? Alright, Just the Wind. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I pick the brain. Pour over the pages. I loves me some Jace cards. I really do. Sinister Concoction. Altered Ego. Altered Ego can't be countered. You may have Altered Ego enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it enters with X additional +1/+1 counters on it. So a beefy clone. You gotta like that. See, that's the thing. It's been so long since these came out that I don't even remember all the cards that came out in these sets. So this is another cool thing. I get to relive all of this stuff. Actually, I think I'm going to take that Foreboding Ruins and put it over with the Forsaken Sanctuary. Keep my dual lands separate. Alright. And we dive into the next one. I always do that. Okay, well, we'll go in order. Alright. Slowly but surely. Oh. And I'm losing all of these, like, garbage packs. 3, 1, 2, 8. Shiny. Alright, so Spectral Shepherd, Wildfield Scarecrow, Crawling Sensation. Oh, Declaration in Stone. Such a badass card. That's definitely going to go into a vampire deck at some point. Lambolt Pacifist, and a shiny Root Out. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, and then investigate. Kind of worth the extra mana that it would be, because it's pretty much naturalized for one more, but you get the investigate, which is cool. Okay. You shouldn't be there, you should be there. And then an insect token. Nice. What I would love to get an Eldritch Moon box to open as well. But they didn't have it there, and I was sad face about it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Kessig Dire Swine. That is such a scary looking card. 2 and 3. Okay. Invasive Surgery. I run a lot of those in my one Bant deck. It's just because it's a great spell to have against field wipes, because most field wipes that actually wipe the whole board are sorceries. Alright, you got Reckless Scholar. Hey, another dual land, Highland Lake. And there we go. It's a prized amalgam. This one, I have a couple of these in my zombie deck. So, Throbbing Gargoyle for 1. You get a 2/2 defender, which is great, you know, to have a blocker at the least. But 6 to transform definitely doesn't make it worth getting the 4/2 flyer, because that's definitely a lot, at least in my opinion. But it's just slow. It's great to have out for a defender, I guess, in the beginning, but it's just not fast enough to really hold up to everything else. Alright. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And, yeah, nothing on that end. So, Liliana's Indignation. And there's a Woodland Stream. We'll put you there. Indulgent Aristocrat. Harness Storm. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, you may cast a target card with the same name as that spell from your graveyard if you still pay its costs. So, essentially, if I Lightning Bolt you and I have a Lightning Bolt in the graveyard, I could pay one to play that Lightning Bolt as well. Breakneck Rider, which has some really strange artwork where he becomes Neckbreaker, and I feel so bad because the horse died, and it's just whatever. I don't know. I'm a softie when it comes to stuff like that, I guess. Okay. Now that I think about it, I got, like, hold on, this is gonna bug me now, because I was talking about putting my shinies to the side, and then I just completely forgot about it. Oh, no. This is what you get. This is what you get, Brian. This is what you get. I have, like, moments in time where I feel like I have some forms of OCD. I just can't let things lie. And, like, just sitting there and thinking, I have shinies in there. Those shinies should be in that pile. I just get really, really, really bugged by it. Oh, and then there's that Foul Orchard. Oh no, please tell me I don't care about those lands. I mean, like, I will if I ever need to make a deck involving them, but oh, I guess I'll just have to go through that later. I don't think I remember seeing any other dual lands in there, and that's it. Okay, alright. We can get back to opening these dang packs. Okay. Alrighty. That's 3, 6, and 9. Alright, open the armory. It's cool for fetching aura or equipments if you really need it. Really, I guess it could be okay in standard, but you know, my modern deck that uses a lot of equipments, it just would take up space. There's another duel. And Markov Dread Knight. For 5, you get a flying where you can pay 3, discard a card, put 2+1/+1 counters on them. So by turn 6, you got a 5/5 flyer, which is not bad actually. He would easily make it into a vampire deck if I felt that I could fit him in there. Skin Invasion, which is like, I see like that little thing on the back of his neck, and then it turns into that. Could you just imagine turning into? Oh, it's like super dark. I wish it wasn't. Why is the color so dark? Hold on 1 second. Hold it. There's got to be a way to edit it here somehow. Nope. Oh, well. Yeah, just look up skin shatter, and you'll completely and utterly understand what I mean. I am going to have to get a better camera than this at some point. But right now, I'm working with what I got. Alright. Thraben Inspector. Great card for weenies, because it's a great start to a game. Okay, Drenau Corpse Trawler. Not Forgotten. Gibbering Fiend. Epiphany at the Drown Yard. Reveal the top X+1 cards of your library and separate them into 2 piles. An opponent chooses one of those piles, put that pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Ooh. Not bad. Not bad. So do that. Breakneck Rider. We'll put you over there. Oh, come on. Let's see. Yeah, I've had a love for Magic the Gathering for a while, and it's just tons of fun. I definitely, if you're watching this and you haven't played at all, do it. Get into it. It's a total money pit, but who cares? It's great. Oh boy, shiny. All right, Epitaph Golem, Bound by Moonsilver, Murderer's Axe. We got Forgotten Creation. 3/3 Skulk. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may discard all the cards in your hand. If you do, draw that many cards. So you get to pretty much redraw each turn if you want to. Oh, we got that flip land! Westvale Abbey. So this card, you can add a colorless to your mana pool, and you can pay 5 mana, and then tap it, pay 1 life, and you can put a 1/1 white and black human cleric creature token onto the battlefield. Or you can tap 5, tap it, sacrifice 5 creatures, and then it transforms into Ormondal, Profane Prince, who is a flying, lifelink, indestructible, haste 9/7. Such a gorgeous card. So happy I pulled that. That's going to go into my Undying deck, because that land goes so well in that. It just works so well in that deck, I'm telling you right now. I just need to work out the mana base, but with what I pulled land-wise over there, I might actually be able to make it work. I'll say with 3. 6. Oh boy, another shiny. Another shiny! Okay, Manic Scribe, Briar Bridge Patrol, Rise from the Tides, Nephalia Moondrakes. So for 7, you get a 5/5 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, target creature gains flying until the end of the turn. You can tap 6 and exile it from your graveyard, and then creatures you control gain flying until the end. It's just not really amazing. It's definitely underwhelming. And then a Wildfield Scarecrow and Gatstaff Arsonists. Wildfield Scarecrow is pretty cool. It's a 1/4 defender, and you can sack it to search your library for 2 lands and put them in your hand. So it's great for fetching land. There's a lot of fetch cards in Magic in general, though, and that one's kind of one of the more underwhelming ones. We still have 2 more packs over here. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, Olivia's Bloodsworn. Dissension in the Ranks. Crawling Sensation. From Under the Floorboards. So that's another card that has some really cool abilities. So for 5, you can play it, or you can tap 2 Swamps and X. Put 3 2/2 black zombie creature tokens onto the battlefield tapped, and you gain 3 life. If you pay for it using its madness cost, instead you put X tokens onto the battlefield tapped, and you gain X life. And then we got another convicted kill. Nope, you go over here. And we got another convicted killer. That and a zombie. Okay, we're just gonna move you guys over here. So far, probably the most exciting pull for me has been Sorin Grim Nemesis so far. I would love to pull another copy of Jace or Avacyn. That's the one card I've never gotten from this set, was Avacyn. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, shinies. Shinies, shinies. Broken Concentration, Gibbering Fiend, Griff Spoon, Silver Fur Partisan. So it's for 3, you get a 2/2 Trampler. Whenever a wolf or werewolf you control becomes the target of an instant or sorcery spell, put a 2/2 green wolf creature token onto the battlefield. Not bad. Solitary Hunter. And we got a Fiery Temper, which it's 3. It deals 3 damage to target creature or player. All right. I feel like I grabbed another shiny before, and I didn't put it in the shiny pile that I keep forgetting about. Yes, that's you. Stop forgetting about the shiny pile, Brian. The dang shiny pile. We'll put you guys over there. All right. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Another root out. Juice to Ashes. Okay. Stencia Masquerade. Masquerade. Indulgent Aristocrat. Stitchwing Scab. Oh, and Cryptolith Right. This is a great card. So for 2 mana, your creatures gain tap it, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, which essentially turns all of your creatures into mana engines, and it is beautiful. Oh, that's a beautiful card. Solitary Hunter. One of those guys, and a Spirit. Alright. Let's see. Oh, slowly. But surely. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Humble the Brute. Skeleton Key. Oh, Anguished Unmaking. Wait a minute. What? I only got 2 commons? You only get 3. Anguished Unmaking. Beautiful card. Exile target non-land permanent, and then you lose 3 life. Oh my god, guys. I got another one. I got Arlene Cord. Oh, one of the more underwhelming planeswalkers, but still super cool to pull another mythic. So we got 2 mythics so far. No, 3 actually, because Mind Rack Demon. Nope, 4. I'm an idiot. Gold Knight Castigator. So we're at 4 mythics for this box. So this guy, this woman, +1 until the end of the turn. Up to 1 target creature gets +2/+2 and gains Vigilance and Haste, which is awesome. Or 0, put a 2/2 green wolf creature token onto the battlefield and then transform her. So you could transform her right away if you want to. She flips into Arlene Embraced by the Moon. +1, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain trample until the end of the turn. -1, it deals 3 damage to target creature or player, so it's a lightning bolt. And then -6, you get an emblem with creatures you control have haste, and tap. This creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature or player, aka super badass. Just really hard to get it off. It's kind of hard to get any planeswalker to activate right away, because most people, the second they see a planeswalker hit, are just like, either you're going to die now, or that's going to die now. Alright, let's see. So, Arlene Cord. In fact, actually, I think I'm going to move this over. I'm going to snag all these rares and put them aside in just a pile. Gold Knight Castigator, and I'm going to put all of my mythics in a... Oh no! Triskaidekaphobia, please come back. This was actually my promo from Shadows over Innistrad, because that was at the time when I was still going to drafts, although I really only went to get cards and get a promo. I wasn't really too sociable, and that's probably going to change soon. So we'll put those guys there. My girlfriend, who actually came with me and doesn't really play as much anymore, pulled a freaking promo Avacyn out of that pack. Shiny promo Avacyn, and I'm still super salty about it. Still won't give me the card either. It doesn't play anymore, and it doesn't get any play. You know, it doesn't get played at all, and I feel terrible about it. I really do. But it is what it is. It's her card. She has the right to do with it as she sees fit. Woo! That's a shiny. So Geist Blast. Behind the Scenes, Forsaken Sanctuary, Falkenrath Gorger. Each vampire creature you own that isn't on the battlefield has madness. The madness cost is equal to its madness. Equal to its mana cost. Derp. So we'll put you in the pile with the rares. And an Heir of Falkenrath foil. Hey, it's a double token. Look at that. Oh, let's see. I was hoping to grab Eldritch Moon because I was really hoping to pull an Ishkana because I'm still trying to make a spider tribal deck. It's going to be terrible, but it's going to be fun. Alright, got another shiny, guys. Essence Flux, Ulrich's Kindred, Silver Strike, To the Slaughter. Now, this is a really sad card. But still, really awesome card. So for 3 mana, target player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. If there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, instead it's that player sacrifices a creature and a planeswalker. So it's like, hey, you have these options. Oh wait, I have 4 different cards. I have 4 cards in my graveyard that are 4 different types. Never mind, you don't have a choice. Hey, look, we got a shiny land. It'll still make it into the shiny pile. Zombie, a shiny is a shiny through and through. Oh. So, we're going to grab those guys, put them aside. 3. 1, 2. Hey, another shiny. We just keep getting shinies. I'm loving it. 1, 2. Okay, so we got a Veteran Cathar. Pale Rider of Trostad. Ooh, Fleeting Memories. And, ooh, Descend Upon the Sinful. Another mythic. Exile all creatures for 6 mana. So dumb, but so good. Delirium, put a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying onto the battlefield if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. So it's essentially, get rid of everything, but I still have an angel, so screw you guys. Neglected Heirloom. Ooh, Traverse the Ulvenwald. Yes! So we got a shiny rare. Gotta love that. I don't know, rare pile? Nope, shiny pile. Neglected Heirloom, which flips into a super cool sword, but at the same time, you gotta equip it to a creature that transforms, which I just don't use very often. There's a clue. We'll put that over there. Alright. Quickly. Ding. Alright. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alrighty. No shiny for me. Groundskeeper. Reaper of Flight, Moon Silver. It's an angel, but it's not an amazing angel, so, you know. Crawling Sensation. Hey, Port Town. Oh boy. You're gonna go into lands. I love these dual lands. I love the dual lands that can come into play untapped the most. I mean, they're super useful. Yeah, you sometimes have to deal with random things like shock lands. You gotta pay life. Or you have this one where you have to reveal a plains or an island from your hand. So sometimes it doesn't, but still, when it does, it is highly useful. Oh boy, let's see. So we're gonna do this. 1, 2, 3. No garbage over here. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2. Alright, yeah, so no shiny. Weirding Wood. Trail of Evidence. Stitchwing Scab. Hey, and a Game Trail. Ooh, I'm just doing so good on these damn lands, man. And a Vampire Knight token. Ooh. Kessig Forge Master. Let's see, how many of the rare lands have I pulled? I got Game Trail, Port Town. Nope, 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 nope. And Foreboding Ruins. So that's really freaking good, actually. I've got 3 out of, like, I think it's 5 of them. But still, really fucking good. These kind of hold their, they kind of hold their value because most people like running dual lands in their decks. And the more options that they have as far as dual lands go, means the more that they can use, the more cards they can use from their hand. The more mana options that they'll have in early game. But at the same time, some of the better dual lands and the more expensive ones are ones that are specifically also they share the basic types of the colors that they match up with. So like the black red would be a swamp mountain, and the reason why is because when you have certain cards like this one where you need to show a swamp or a mountain in order for it to come into play untapped, you can show that one instead. So it gives you two options on that end. And if you have any fetch cards that specifically pick certain land types, you can pick out those ones specifically, as opposed to just basics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, we got a shiny in here. Topplegeist, the Mad Prophet, Wildfield Scarecrow, Brain in a Jar. Tap 1, tap it, put a charge counter on Brain in a Jar, then you may cast an instant or sorcery card with a converted mana cost equal to the number of charge counters on Brain in a Jar from your hand without paying its mana cost. Then you can tap 3, tap it, remove X charge counters, and then scry X. It's an interesting card. Okay. Oh, it's a rare. It's a rare. Oh, wait, no. It's not a shiny, but it's a rare flip. Sage of Ancient Lore. Sage of Ancient Lore's power and toughness are equal to the number of cards in your hand. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. At the beginning of each upkeep, if no spells were cast last turn, transform Sage of Ancient Lore, and you become Werewolf of Ancient Hunger, whose power and toughness is equal to the number of cards in all players' hands. And it's a Vigilance Trample, so it's a super cool card. It's interesting. The mana cost is a little high, but at the same time, I always think that about something that I can't just play right away. Oh, yeah, I want to put that shiny in the rare pile, because no, we're going to keep it in the shiny pile. Stop being weird. Oh. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, sad face. No shiny. Lightning Axe, Creeping Dread, Reckless Scholar, Tamio's Journal. Awesome. At the beginning of your upkeep, investigate, and then tap it, sacrifice 3 clues, and you can search your library for a card and put it into your hand. So essentially, you gain a clue token each turn during your upkeep, which is cool. You can tap it to draw a card if you really need to draw right then and there, or if you can let it build up to 3, you can just search your library for the card you're looking for. So it all depends on whether you have time or not in the game. So that guy is going to go there. Another Gatstaff Arsonist. Forest, and we'll put the clue right there. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, got shiny in this one too. Man, the shinies just love me. Or another flip card. There is that option too. 4 of the pages. Tenacity. Graph Mole. Eerie Interlude. Exile any number of target creatures you control and return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Pretty cool card. Great for creatures that have abilities when they enter onto the battlefield. And it also, you can use it during an opponent's attack step, and it just essentially nullifies the entire attack for them as well too. And we have Lamplighter Selhoff. When it enters the battlefield, if you control another zombie, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Not bad. Not bad. Still no Avacyn, though. Super sad about it. And I only got 3 packs left. But at the same time, I got a lot of really good cards. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 9. Okay. Hope Against Hope, Epitaph Golem, Howlpack Resurgence, and Soul Swallower. So for 4 mana, you get a 3/3 trample. And at the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, put 3 +1/+1 counters on Soul Swallower. Essentially, at the beginning of your next turn, if you got 4 or more different types of cards among cards in your graveyard, it becomes a 6/6. And then it becomes a 9/9, I believe. Yeah, it just says at the beginning of your upkeep. Yeah, damn. That's disgusting. Hey, Duskwatch Recruiter. This was a really, really good uncommon. Great in the Bant Company decks. And I got a Jace Emblem. That Jace Emblem is great because like I said, I lost a ton of my tokens, and one of those was a Jace token, the Jace Emblem for the one I have in my white-blue combo deck. So it's nice to see those tokens showing up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Alright. Broken Concentration. Nahiri's Machinations. Spiteful Motives. And second, Harvest. For each token you control, put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of that permanent. AKA, double all of your tokens. Pretty cool. It's a one-time doubling season. Only doubling season just doubles the amount you get each time you make one, whereas that one just goes, hey, look at all those you have? Yeah, double them. Ooh. Alright, Lamplighter of Self, all that other stuff. Alright, so here's the final one. Geese's Bidding. Got another dual land. Foul Orchard. I think I have another Foul Orchard in here. Oh boy. Ghoulsteed. Devil's Playground. Kind of an underwhelming rare. Put 4 1/1 red devil creature tokens onto the battlefield. They have, when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to target creature or player. So you're getting pretty much 4 blockers that will inevitably deal 4 damage for the 6 cost, which just isn't really all that amazing. Ooh, Daring Sleuth. I love the artwork on this card. Just when he turns into Bearer of Overwhelming Truths. Oh, gorgeous. So, all in all, not bad. We got a lot of really cool token cards, which is nice. But the big things for me, as far as everything went, I got an Arlene Cord, Gold Knight Castigator, Mind Rack Demon, Soren Grim Nemesis, and Descend Upon the Sinful. Not bad. Not bad for a, not bad at all. I mean, definitely didn't get my $100 worth back, as far as I can tell. I'd have to take a look at stuff, but at the same time, still worth all the fun of getting to unpack this stuff and getting to see everything. I got a couple of rare lands as well too. Bunch of really cool foils. I'm going to specifically put this one on top now over there, now that I'm done with that. And then I got a bunch of rares, which are really awesome. I could probably make some really cool decks out of this stuff. Well, anyways, it's time for me to sign off. I will be joining my friend later, and we will be unpacking an Ixalan booster box. We unboxed 2 fat packs earlier on in the week, and we decided we would grab a booster box, unbox that, and then make decks based around, well, fine-tune the decks that we tried to make with those fat packs, because the fat packs didn't really give us very many options. Well, anyways, hope you all have a wonderful evening. Hope the season treats you well if I somehow manage to upload this before Christmas. Otherwise, hope you have a great one.